Well, I see things in dreams and in visions and stuff like that, and things can come in scattered pieces, and it's like you gotta put it together, puzzles. Um, and if you're not, like I have autism, and if you don't have that, or maybe you do and you don't know, but you're not really gonna understand it necessarily unless you're, you know, similar issues with it. Because, like, if you have an inheritance, you can have an inheritance and not know it, okay? What these people do, and I'm talking about Cabal, 33rd degree Freemasons, and the Eastern Stars, all that little bullshit, um, they come after people that have inheritances. And like I've seen it in a vision, like these people have sat down at a table and they're all signing a contract to do this. Yeah. I've had someone mention to me that they had an inheritance, but they were having trouble with, accessing it, which now makes so much sense. And that was quite some time ago. Things that I've forgotten about. But they siphon off of people, and they all go in together to come against to MK Ultra and come against the person. I mean, like, they just completely, were doing everything they could to set me up, and the government was involved. Yeah, your government was right up involved, and I mean, like, making law to catch me and fuck me up because I have autism, and it's the savant, so I do have trouble with the simple things. Plus they're hitting me with all this witchcraft, poison, um, all their nasty negative words, which are, that's spelling. When you speak, you're spelling. So if you're saying negative words, that's also, witchcraft. But, like, they do this, and say they take it too far. Say you're young and they go too far with what they're doing. And they're doing this destiny swap thing. So, and always getting in your energy. So if they're always doing that, I mean, it's like they've made me into like this, like I can walk up to a group and, they're in the negative, like evil. Because that's all I've been around, mostly. It's these people, man. But they'll have like these, whatever it is, dark thoughts or whatever they were talking about before I got there. I mean, this is something that's always said in the family, is something about that I blurt out the elephant in the room. Because I blurt out the truth. But it'd be like whatever it was that they were talking about or saying, I'll end up saying it like it was my thoughts because of all their projection. So it's like making you into an eternal microphone that blurting out what they're saying or thinking, but it's something bad. So it takes time to learn that that's what's going on and learn how to handle it, I mean, these people, I mean, if it's a lot of money or it's things they want, they'll all get together and do anything. Bribery all over the place. I mean, have you ever watched Young Sherlock Holmes? Go watch that. It's very interesting because that's what they do. I mean, why would it be in the movies like that? It's what they do. They wait to a certain time, which appears to be the full moon, and then that's, when they like to strike with their poison, okay? And they do all their witchcraft practitioners and all this stuff, doing all these spells and weird things that they do. Something to do with the graveyard dirt, burying a pitcher in a jar, weird shit. But they say something over it and whatever they're doing, all this stuff to, it's like and it's like a lot of people now multitask onto this one person or bloodline or, family members, because they're about extracting that money any way they can. And they do it with torture, extreme torture. And so, like, you contact, local law officials. What good does that do? It doesn't do any good, because they're in on it. They're in a partnership, which is, signing that contract. And what are they trying to do? Oh, well, they're trying to build up a paper trail against the one that needs the help, against the one that is, disabled. They're going to try to sit there and say, I'm not. Well, that's not going to be smart. Okay? These people don't think right. They don't think right. It's literally like they can't get over the fact that God can heal you. Right? They can't seem to get that. God absolutely can heal you. But it's why they don't do anything about these bad people, is because if they're removed, that changes things, They're about stealing, steal, kill, and destroy, and they're about setting up people. They're about setting up people to throw away the key, to sit there and, hee-hee-ha, now we got it, blah, blah, blah. They don't understand the power of God. These ones are dangerous. Oh, I was getting a dream about, it was like a basement, or a basement with a tunnel or something like that, or like kids in a basement, hidden in a basement. And it finally, because it wasn't all the pieces, but it finally came through. It had to do with pictures. Like pictures one shouldn't have. Do you understand what I'm saying? These people are disgusting. They're sick. They hack phones, they hack cameras, they use AI, they do anything that they can to set people up. And when they have, dirty agents in it, and it's not just local, it's bigger than that. This goes all the way up into your government. This shit is big. Quick. Hold on a minute. But this shit is like big, senators, yeah, it's like, yeah, they all join in. Because they're greedy. It's about materialism, not about, what that was meant for. They don't even know, they don't get it, because they're just in greed mode. And they don't do anything to heal their chakras. And they think nothing's gonna happen. Yeah, well, God makes it move, God makes it move. I mean, these people don't believe in God. But how would I know these things? How would I? Because God gives that to people, and there's others that He gives it to. All right, I'm gonna have to deal with this. I may add on more later. Take care, y'all. God bless.